Okay, so we just did valley, so we are now going on to signs. So in any percent, you would go up to cave. In 100%, you would go down to beach. Technically, it doesn't really matter too much. In 100%, you have to go to beach. Well, you don't have to, but it's smarter to go to beach. But it takes one extra menu thing, so that's why we don't do it at any percent. But all things considered, it's like a couple frames. It's not a big deal. We have to go there for 100% for a different reason, but I'll get into that later. So here we're going to go into cave. So now that we have our boost engine, we're going to hold down R, and that'll allow us to go super fast. And we're going to lock our camera, go in full speed. I'm going to look around. I'm going to look down because I don't want to do any... I'm doing some lag reduction. I'm going to help the game move along. Here we're in the big chamber with Weeping Bell and stuff like that. But if you look to our left, over here in the corner, there's going to be some big gems. I don't know why in the world they thought this is a good idea for a sign. But if you take a picture of that big one in the middle, those count as a Mewtwo sign. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of that, submit it, and then we get a new thing. So the reason we need 130,000 points is because we need a flute. That's the only way to get that. So it's 130,000 points. So that is the last goal of the game, besides getting all the signs. That's like the last objective that we have to meet for points or pictures or whatever. So after this, it's just collect all the signs. So we need the flute to get the sign on both river and tunnel, which if you notice, you can go down to beach and do beach and then unlock it and do tunnel, or you can do cave and then go up to river and do it that way. So that's why it works either way from going up or down the list. Okay, so now that we have our flute, we're going to go into river. I'm going to go ahead and boost. Right around the bend here, across from Slowpoke, there's a little alcove here. There you'll see a Vileplume. And we're going to keep those smoke clouds off screen. But once you play the flute, he'll stop making smoke clouds, and then there's a big Cubone sort of monstrosity. It barely looks like a Cubone, but the game says it's a Cubone, so we're going to go with it. Get that picture, go here. So the way I would say, I'm assuming you can see it. So here in the skybox, it goes from like a light color to a dark color. It's kind of a weird texture thing, but you can see. Also, you can see that there's like a weird seam here, so that the angle changes this way to like up here. You know what I mean? Like it's like a weird hexagon shape, I think is what the shape is. But you'll see there's like a corner right there. So you want to aim right where that transition is. You want to aim a little bit to the right. So we're going to put our cursor right there. We're going to start throwing pester balls. Boom. All right, we're going to do it again. I would suggest start throwing further up. Because as you move closer to it, it's going to be harder to hit it from that angle. So do like this. And start throwing further up. And there we get a sign. Okay. If you are an advanced player, though, you can do a boost throw. So by holding boost and by throwing a pester ball, you can do that same thing a little bit faster. But again, for beginners, it's pretty easy about doing this. Just aim a little further up. Boom. So, not too bad. If you don't want to do that setup, you can just sort of throw wildly into the volcano, and that works sometimes. But having a setup is always a better idea, just because consistency. You don't want to lose a good run because you keep messing volcano and have to restart over and over and over again. So, okay, so here we come up to what I don't think anyone really has a name for it. I usually call it tunnel skip. It's kind of a weird name because you're not skipping tunnel. It's just the skip that you perform while you're in tunnel. So it's like the tunnel skip. So here, we're going to start by boosting the whole way. I'm going to look to the right, and I'm going to... Okay, let's just do it real quick. There we go, and I'll talk about it in a second. I'm going to do it one more time. Watch carefully. I'm boosting. I'm going to lock my camera forward. I'm going to look to the C right. I'm going to release both boost and the lock at the same time, and then I'm going to start boosting again once I hit the wall. So what we're doing here is we're moving forward. I guess we don't really have to lock. We could just C right at any time, and as soon as we hit the far right side of the track, just C up again and boost. We will... Oh, that one didn't work out. I think it's because you slow down a little bit if you don't do that carefully. So C right, and forward, and we squeeze right by. If you have any doubts on how you're doing, like, there's a couple different setups. This is one that there's a lot of different setups that different people have. You can throw an apple over Electrode, right? If you're like, oh, I don't know if I did this right. Well, hang on, let me move over to this side and look forward, and then I'm gonna hit Electabuzz with an apple, right? So Electabuzz is the big one, right? So Electrode isn't that big a deal. I mean, he is a big deal, but he gets out of the way really quick. But Electabuzz has this like fat hitbox where he's super duper wide, right? And the reason that it's so hard to skip through that area is because him and his flailing arms will hit you and they'll slow you down. So you don't want to get caught, because if you do get caught, like let's say you just go ham, right? You're gonna go super duper fast. Going Super Saiyan 3 over here. We're going, yeah. Oh, I hit him. Okay, well, we're going to move forward now, right? We hit him again. And then here comes, oh, here's Electrode. Oh, we hit him again. Oh, okay, well, surely we can move now, right? Oh, okay. Sometimes you hit Electabuzz on that, too. So you just get stopped like 4 times in a row, and it's soul-crushing is what it is. Okay, boosting through. If you need to, you can slow down, but you just throw some apples here. We're going to get Pikachu to come a little closer to the egg. So once he's within range of the egg, it's kind of hard to tell exactly. There's like this line on the floor you can see. Just get him as close to the egg as possible. You'll get a feel for it at some point. But so what you can do is that when you play, you're going to play the flute, and that's going to trigger him to do his like lightning bolt thing, and that's going to awaken the egg. So there's an audio cue if you're listening. As soon as you hit the flute button, Pikachu will start doing his electric attack, but you'll hear an electric shock noise. Like a, you know, that bzz, bzz. You'll hear that bzz, bzz noise as soon as you hit the flute, if he's in range. If he's not in range, he will do like a backflip, and then he'll start to do it. And you won't hear that bzz, bzz noise. So if you don't hear it, that means it's not within range. So just be careful, because if you're like just blindly boosting, you know, you're not paying attention, you don't want to lose the run again to something like that. So once you start playing the flute, you don't have to continue watching. Everything will progress like normal, like it's supposed to. And then once you're close enough, the sign is going to appear. Okay, take a picture of that one. It does flash. It'll like turn on, then off, then back on, then off, then back on, off. Just be careful that you don't take a picture when it's off, like when it's flashing off, because if it's not being displayed, then it doesn't count, right? So make sure you get that red dot picture. Make sure you're paying attention, because it'll troll you sometimes. All right, for this one, we're gonna hold boost the whole time. We're not gonna do anything else. Just hold that boost. We're going to look to the left here a little bit. And take that picture right there. If you're not careful and you boost too late, you can hit some of those Pidgeys. It's not a terribly tight window, but if you're like, oh, I don't get it, you'll hit them. It's annoying. But just retry and then hold boost. Hold R while the cutscene is going. Hell, hold it before you even select A to go into the level. You'll just be boosting when you start. Let's get that picture. Let's get out of here. So this is the end of signs. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture here and submit that picture. and I'll show you what happens next. So once we do that, he's going to say, meet me back in the lab. I have something to show you. There's going to be one more section where you just mash, right? You're just going to go crazy. There is no confirmation box there, so you don't have to worry about alternating or whatever. You don't have to worry about accidentally hitting A. Just mash like crazy, get through that really quickly, get into Cloud. And that's where we're going to pick up our next video.